What's
What's
new
new?
with John?
And Jude.
Hell yeah. This week we talked about my Friendsgiving get together
More movies and Bullet Train.
and we played the card game We're Not Really Strangers to get to know each other on a deeper level. Stay tuned and hear about what we did this week. How's your week been?
Um, it's a slow week. No
Yeah.
no traveling. Um, but I decided because I was kind of running dry in the old noggin with the
Mm-hmm.
ideas. So I decided I think it'd be cool to redo one of my older animations. So for one of my first animations I did and I posted on TikTok was a headphone tutorial or a headphone commercial. And I just redid it. Like I remastered it. I changed some of the textures a little bit. Updated the UV maps for those textures that I updated. And then I added a new add-on for Blender, which is called a Try Lighting Setup, I think is what it's called. And it's really convenient. Like you can just like click on an object and it's um do like add mesh and then it's under like lights and then you can set up the different lighting, like you can set up the different colors and stuff. It makes lighting a lot easier and it would follow the object as it moves along too, or if you can like move you can move the lighting setup and it would follow like it would track the object that you have it linked to.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's pretty good. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It makes lighting setup a lot easier,
I would say
and I think the animation.
I would just say like
I think the
plugins.
animation, like,
Plugins like that. I would just be careful because it's always important to learn how to do it completely by yourself and like
mm,
how to finesse it like completely yourself first before going into like those easier plugins just so you know exactly like how to do things and why to do things. But yeah, like plugins like that are really useful for like longer or multiple productions of something because it's easy.
yeah, I didn't feel like trying to focus on it. Like I wanted to just test it out as well
Mm-hmm.
and see how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it definitely made it a lot easier. Like just the whole process in general. I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, wow, this looks really good. Like, you saw like on my animation, the lighting was just a lot
Yeah,
nicer
yeah.
compared to my.
It's very
So
dramatic. It's pretty clean. So good,
yeah,
good.
and you can play around with it. Like you can turn off some like the lights, and you can change how it looks. So you still have like a lot of creative freedom, but it just sets it up like automatically, and it does like the tracking and stuff. So it's cool.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, we like getting better at things, and I'm glad you
Yeah,
remastered, went back and remastered your old animation because that's a good way of improving without having to make a whole new thing. So
yeah. I just reopened the file, made a copy, and I also decided on doing like a little bit more like sound design.
good,
Like
good.
instead of like just finding a song and just adding it all onto TikTok afterwards. I just found like I just took a little bit of time to figure out like what kind of music would like
Mm-hmm.
match the feel that I'm going for the commercial. So it's definitely more like it's definitely more like slow pace, more like dramatic.
More
So I tried
sensual.
finding stuff like that. Yeah, more sensual feeling. So I tried finding music like that, and I think I found like a okay,
Cool.
music for it.
Good, good.
And yeah, I definitely like how it turned out. Um, One of my friends messaged me afterwards asking me if I wanted to do, like, if I was trying to learn more motion graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said that it might help with my production value for
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
future commercials.
It definitely
So
will.
I think since I don't really have a game plan on to what to learn next, I think maybe I'll dip my toes into motion graphics a little bit.
Shit,
So maybe add the,
you getting just like me, huh? It's coming for my
well,
job.
nah, I could never do you, bro. You do it much better than me.
Just because you're in the beginning stages, but yeah, motion graphics I think with motion graphics, in the beginning it's a little more stripped back, so it might help you actually focus more on just the animation principles and focusing on good animation over like flashy effects or just like dramatic videos, but just like baseline good animation. Because honestly, with motion graphics, less can definitely be more. I
Yeah.
remember if I don't know if you remember the Next Printables ad I showed you with the had Tori in it. And at
Yeah.
the very end,
Yeah.
it just had like some simple like text animation. That small thing that took me like 10 minutes to do, just like really ties it together at the end. So I'd recommend, yeah, you learn
Yeah.
that, and you can really get a good job as a motion graphics artist for sure. 3D
Yeah.
and 2D, you'll for sure get an animation job.
Yeah. It's bound to happen. I just still gotta like put myself out there. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into it. I'm
Mm.
debating whether or not I should put the headphones ad at in my portfolio, mainly because I didn't really like model the headphones. Like I followed a tutorial for it, so I don't know if it feels right for me to put it on
I think
my
you should, because
um
even though you didn't like completely model the headphones by yourself, like there's a lot you did though. Like there's the lighting and the pacing and the animation itself and the the sound design and the motion graphics at the end. If you plan on doing that, how do you plan on learning motion graphics? Do you plan on like getting After Effects?
I was planning on doing motion graphics in Blender.
Okay.
Like so I'm gonna try to look for tutorials. I have looked for tutorials before.
Mhm.
Wasn't very successful, but I think I'm gonna give it another go because I think maybe that should be something I'm gonna be focusing on from now on,
Mhm.
or at least for this week,
Yeah.
because I don't really have another.
I don't know exactly. I mean, I know you can do motion graphics in Blender, but like, I don't know how it compares to in After Effects because Blender is
Mhm.
obviously 3D. But I know you can do like text in it, so it'll be totally different than like motion graphics I know how to do.
Mm.
But it should be good.
So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how that turns out. I did like, I've been trying to. So what I usually do when I'm trying to come up with new ideas is I look on YouTube for Blender tutorials, see which one interests me the most. Before doing the motion graphics one, I saw like just a random tutorial on how to destroy a car, like how to make a car crash. And I was thinking about maybe doing that. But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think motion graphics would be a smarter choice to
Yeah.
do.
It's a lot more of a baseline skill. Like it's a fundamental. You would almost think about motion graphics as a fundamental.
Hmm.
So if you have good I mean, I got my good, like I would say it's a good job. It's not like a crazy high industry level job, but it's a solid job that we make really good stuff. But I got it pretty much only knowing motion graphics.
Hmm.
So that's if you are really good at motion graphics, that's all you need. Anything else like
I,
3D is like character animation, frame by frame animation. That's all like cherry on top. Motion graphics is a pretty baseline, like fundamental kind of the industry.
mhm. I'd want to do. I wanted to do After Effects as well, but like I don't have money to pay for a
It's like
subscription.
40 a month, right, for just After Effects.
I think so. It's something ridiculous. It's really really.
Ridiculous. So you got to get a job that
It's
pays for After
insane.
Effects, pays for the whole Adobe suite.
Well, I that would be the dream, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that would be the dream.
What about you, John? What were you up to this week?
I mean, if you're really serious about it, then man, once you like get a solid job, then 40 a month is honestly like not a lot for what After Effects can
Yeah,
do for you. So I
yeah. I
would
think once
recommend
I get the income coming in again,
it be
I'll look
baller.
into it.
Just for listener frame of reference, on a scale from 1 to 10, how tired are you right now?
I'm like, I'm like 11.
Yeah, man is
I'm like 11 right
slumped,
now.
and he's still recording this podcast. So yes, I know
I
how
know.
serious we are
I'm
about
dedicated.
this, how dedicated we are to this podcast. Even though we missed last week, don't tell anybody. We recorded it,
Yeah,
but
we did. Oh
um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I haven't edited yet because like work was just busy. So this week, if you're listening to this, the week that it drops, you're getting two episodes. Lucky you. So yeah.
But even though we're the ones slacking,
Huh?
even though we're the ones slacking,
Yeah,
you
even
and
though
me.
we're the ones slacking. It's okay.
Okay, I asked John. I asked you a little bit a while ago. What were you up to last week? And then you just completely ignored me.
Oh,
So I'm gonna ask you again.
yeah.
What were you up to last week? What was your last week like?
My last week. Sorry, I don't know. If I just didn't hear you or not, or I don't know.
I don't think I don't think I was loud enough.
Yeah, because sometimes with the AirPod audio, it cuts in and out a little bit. So yeah, last week, the only notable thing was we had a Friendsgiving. So all the American listeners, Thanksgiving is this week that we're recording this podcast on. But last week, me, um, my girlfriend Tori, and just three of our other friends, shout out Calista, Ed, and Joey. We hung out at Calista's house and had a little Friendsgiving. Calista and her family brought the heat, high key, because we made a fried turkey, brisket. They had stuffing. Joey brought stuffing. We got desserts.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
It was really good. And then
That sounds so good.
yeah, and then we played the card game First and Last, which is like a competitive drinking game where like you draw a card. And it's like the first person to do this drinks, or the last person to do this drinks, and it was pretty fun. So I'd recommend that card game if you're interested. Not a sponsor. Should be though. Should be. But that's about it.
Everything.
To be honest.
Everything we mentioned is gonna be a sponsor.
Yo, I wish we would be rolling in dough, but then our podcast would be like 30% sponsor ads. Which hey,
Right, that's okay. We can be sellouts.
Yeah, we can be sellouts. But I did watch Bullet Train over the weekend, the recent one with Brad Pitt, and I was pleasantly surprised. I knew it was going to be a fun action movie, but I actually was pleasantly surprised about like how well it was written. And it's not like a crazy deep story or anything. It's a good story, but it was just executed well. Like the story was written well, the like twists and like the things that are revealed, like they were done well. The characters were well written. I'd say like they were all interesting. The action was very cool. The cinematography and like the colors were really cool. You had Bad Bunny in there. He was pretty cool, except he died like instantly. Spoiler alert. Very good. I would say, I know you gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it a 9 out of 10 just because it feels like you gave it a 9 out of 10. And it's like, it's like the only thing I can think of. It's definitely at least an 8 out of 10. It's 100% at least
okay
8 out
if you
of 10.
give it a 9 out of 10.
I wouldn't say it's a 10 out of 10 though, because it's,
No.
it was great, but there's always more you can do. And it didn't cross over that boundary into like exceptional filmmaking, like exceptional storytelling. It was all just like really good. So I guess I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
John saw I have like a whole Google Docs list of like all my movies and shows that I watched and ranked them. And I watched Bullet Train way before John did. But I watched it in a drive-through with like my friends, a drive-in with my friends. So it's like really, like, I wasn't really like paying attention too much, and it was very cold. I could barely see the screen, but it was still a good time. And I would have to agree with John with everything he said, and I think it's a really good mix of like Deadpool and John Wick.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I think the writers of Deadpool were also the writers for this.
Oh, okay.
And when I saw the trailer for the first time, I thought, wow, this looks refreshing. This looks like a really good, different action movie. And it definitely was. It felt like a breath of fresh air,
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, the action was good. Every actor was really good. Who's it? Channing Tatum was in it, and he was funny. He was funny in it. You know, I think the comedy was really good. I don't think it was like overdone. I really liked how the story, like each assassin's story, kind of like interconnected, and there was a
Yeah,
reason behind everything. And the twists and turns that the story takes is really good as well. Very
yeah.
entertaining, and you don't really understand like what's going on until it unravels.
Mhm.
It's also like a mystery. Like it feels like a mystery kind of movie, like trying to figure
Yeah,
out who the killer is.
yeah. And
It's really interesting.
mhm. And this is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen it, don't listen to this. But I really liked how like everything is like was really intentional. Um, so
Mm,
like my favorite part was not my favorite part, but one of the really like good parts I thought was like the twist at the end where Brad Pitt realized like all this is happening because the White Death wanted to get back at Carver, but
yeah,
Brad Pitt was
yeah,
substituting for Carver, and I like how in the beginning
yeah,
like they brought that up like oh he's sick, you know, you're substituting in for him, but like it
yeah,
sounded just like a normal conversation, but like everything was planned, and so like it just made everything feel like so like rewarding, like oh my god, like this whole thing, you know, it felt really really like yeah really so refreshing, like it was done well, you could tell it was done well, and so I really like that.
yeah. They had a lot of good like setups and like payoffs, which was really good. Um, John, you watched Bullet Train. I recently watched, uh, I think Whisper in the battlefield
All quiet
or
on the Western Front.
all quiet.
Whisper in the battlefield.
You know, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like the same. Yeah, all quiet on the Western Front. And normally I like war movies. I would say it's really good. I not really good. I'd say it's good. There were definitely parts in the movie where I was just like, all right, this is pretty boring. But it's one of those movies where it's like a slow burn,
Mm-hmm.
and it's definitely like it's a really good take on what it was probably like for a lot of soldiers who were like 17, you know, teenagers signing up for the war. And it shows you like the scary parts of war, and it shows you, you know, like kids screaming for their friends and like vomiting, and like it's fucking like it's not glorified at all, and it's
Mm-hmm.
horrible, and you like and I thought it was like gonna be like an American movie,
Yeah.
but it's a German movie. It takes place in Germany, and like
Okay.
it's from like the German soldiers,
Hmm.
and they're fighting the French, and the whole movie's in German.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, the whole movie's in German or French.
Interesting.
Um, and I was like, wow, this is a good like I thought it was a really interesting movie. Like, and there's one scene in particular where the main character is like running away from like tanks and
Mm-hmm.
soldiers, and he falls into a ditch. And now in the ditch, there's the opposing team. Like there's an opposing soldier,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like running at him, like trying to stumble his way towards him with a knife, and he like starts stabbing him a little bit. Well, they have an altercation, and you know they stabs him a little bit,
Yeah.
and the guy doesn't fully die, and the main soldier, he's just scared out of his mind because like there's tanks coming towards him, and he's like in this ditch, and he has nobody,
Mm-hmm.
and he has this soldier, and he's like coughing up blood and stuff, so he's just trying to get him to shut up, so he like stuffs like mud in his mouth and stuff to shut up, and starts like spitting out the mud, and he like slowly comes to realization that this soldier is just like him,
Yeah.
you know, just like a person,
Yeah.
and he starts trying to save him, and then when he ultimately fails to save him, he like goes through his belongings and finds like pictures of his wife and his child, and like letters
It's
and
fucked
stuff
up,
in his
man.
pouch, and he's just like having a full-on panic attack, and he watches his friends like die and get burned, and it's just horrible. It's definitely a different take on like how war's like there's no heroes, there's no happy ending. He watches his friends die, um and it's shows like a good depiction on like how like soldiers are just like pawns in like a greater scheme of things. Like even after the Germans make the truce with the French, the guy who is in charge of the soldiers still told them to march and charge the French, to like fuck the truce. So they did that, and ultimately got a lot of them killed, and they got the main character killed. And as the main character is dying, you can hear like the truce being announced. And then they just stop fighting, but he's already too late because the main character is dead. Like he's dying. He got stabbed through the heart,
Bro.
and it like the ending shot is just like some random character like picking up his dog tag and taking away. And I think it's a really great film. It's a good film. I probably should watch it again to like appreciate it a little bit more, because it definitely shows the darker side of war, which I really enjoy, and it has the gritty ending, which I like as well. And
Yeah.
it's just I think it's just really good.
Stuff like that, like, is so raw. Like, and I don't. It's probably not even exactly like how bad war is. I mean, it's definitely not nearly exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's still like, I bet it's still like toned down and shit. But yeah, that.
yeah. What's really fucked up is that like the main character wasn't even supposed to go.
Mhm.
His parents were like, so what happened was at the start it opens up with like these kids like
Mhm.
having these forms, and they need their parents to sign for it, and it's to go to war.
Mhm.
And so the main character's like parents didn't sign for it, so he just forged the signature because he didn't want to be left behind. And all these kids, all these 17-year-olds were so excited to go to war, and they were like so excited. They're like, yeah, we're gonna kill some people, we're gonna fight for our country. And they were like treating it as if it was like a field trip, you know?
Mhm.
Like they were so excited, they were so hyped. And in the opening like sequence, you can see soldiers dying, and then people like gathering their clothes, and the women washing them and repairing them. And then those clothes were given to the teens, and they were like telling them that these were new uniforms not used before. And the main character gets his uniform, and he's like, oh, excuse me, I think this uniform belongs to someone else, because there's like a name tag behind it. And the guy's like, oh, it was just like a mistake made from like the manufacturer, so he just took off the tag and dropped it. But as he dropped it, like you can see like there's a bunch of other tags, it just shows like a different side of war. And
Yeah.
it's like so good. And when they have like their first altercation in the battlefield, like the excitement from the teens and like the optimism goes away instantly.
Yeah.
And you can like hear them screaming like for their mom and like wanting to go home and stuff. It is horrific.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it really interesting.
War is just so fucked up, man. Like,
It is. And
soldiers dying, and they're, like you said, they're just like pawns. I think
yeah, I appreciate
Oh, go ahead.
I appreciate movies which like show like that side to it, because it's not all there's definitely, it's not like all like Marvel movies.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a clip, and I think it might have just been like an edit someone made of like the main character's face in that movie in like the beginning, and then like they cut, and it's like near like the end of the movie, and it's so different. Like
Yeah.
like you can see like how dead inside the main character is. I should see it. It's definitely something that I thought about seeing. But
Yeah, it's good. The cinematography is definitely really good. The set designs are really good as well. There's like a lot of practical effects it looks like that they did. So it's definitely really good. I just got a little bit sidetracked while watching it. So I was just like, I wasn't fully paying attention to it.
Okay. Yeah. Just on the quick side, I think my favorite war movie might be Hacksaw Ridge with Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good story,
Yeah.
and it's a unique story. So I think it's a good movie.
Yes, Andrew Garfield's performance is really good in it. I don't think his accent's very good in it, but
Southern drawl.
but the rest of the movie is really good. It's definitely got a mix of like Hollywood and like Hollywood spectacle and like seriousness. Like you can really tell that it's like it's based off like a true story.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's got a little bit of everything, and I think that's like the best war movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah. Did you still want to play We're not really strangers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that.
All
We'll
right.
do a couple.
Yeah.
We'll do a couple. I'll pull it up right now.
Hell yeah.
So we can do this. This is how I played it before with Rudy and Adrian.
Hmm.
I just made them do a number between 1 and 109.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe you pull up like a, or I can pull up like a random
Random number
number
generator.
generator. Random number generator.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Like, I like these games that are like the really deep and are like they get you thinking about things you don't normally think about every day, and it's fun. It's just fun, like chatting and getting to know people more.
Yeah, and I feel like you and I know each other pretty well, but it would be interesting
Yeah.
to learn a little bit more.
Sometimes
We got number.
No, go ahead.
No, you go.
I would say sometimes we be having more philosophical, deep conversations sometimes, and then sometimes we're just like talking random shit. So, but like
Our
not
conversations
always.
vary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shall I go ahead?
Yep.
All right, the number I got was 6, and that question is, how are you really?
How am I really? I'm doing. Are we both answering these like one me first and then you, or just me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
doing-
take turns.
I'm doing pretty good, really. Things are going well, and I got some things coming up. You know what I'm talking about. I got something coming up that I'll inform you all about later. That got me a little nervous. They got like butterflies in my stomach, like a little anxiety, just because it's like I want to do good. But I think I can do good. I've been preparing myself. Tori's been helping me. But that's mainly it. I'm really looking forward to coming over or going on this road trip with Jude and Rudy in the winter. So that'll be a lot of fun. But honestly, I'm doing pretty good. I just feel like I'm doing a lot right now. So I also feel like I should chill out a little bit, which I think I'm chilling out.
Yeah.
What about you?
That's good. You deserve a little break,
Yeah, thanks.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling, very loved. I had a very nice weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited for this upcoming weekend. There's some exciting, lovely plans as well. And I got some stuff going on at the gym that
Nice.
I signed up for. Personal trainer, shout out to you, my boy.
Shout out
Tomorrow,
to-
the first session.
To Fitzgerald.
To Liam. Got some whey protein, got some creatine coming in.
Man's going in on the fitness.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take it a little bit more seriously. I've always taken it seriously like back then, but I think this is a little bit more. It feels more official. With like the personal trainer is literally like writing up a program.
Yeah.
And I think that's crazy to me. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. So that's
Cool.
who I am really.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Hit me with another
Let's
one.
go the next question. 13. Let's see what question 13 is. I already sent you the link for this, right? For the
Yeah.
other version.
Actually, I don't know about the friends version. I think they're just the relationship version.
I sent the relationship one. You want the friends one as well?
Yeah. After this.
Okay. This is question 13. How would you describe the feeling of being loved in one word? Or sorry. How would you describe the feeling of being in love in one word?
Just the feeling of being in love in one word.
Yeah.
This is a good question.
I can start if you.
Yeah,
if
go
you
start.
Need a sec. I've always said this, and I think like being in love is just like the equivalent of like home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and home can represent a lot of things for different people, but for me, it's just like being able to feel comfortable and like with the person that you're with.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the most important thing, and that's how you kind of know, because you can't really feel that way towards a lot of like everybody,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think home is definitely one way I would describe
I
game.
agree. I think I would say partnership. Like when you're in love, I feel like it's like you're very much like have this relationship with somebody that is like they're your partner. I mean, technically yes, but like in another sense, it's like you think about each other in terms of like your each other's lives. So like I'm not just thinking about like what I'm doing by myself. I'm thinking about like what I'm doing with this person, and like that
Yeah.
also goes like towards your future too. And you know you really like work together in life, and I think that's how I would describe
Yeah, you become accountable
it. Mm.
for another person. And you definitely have to take their feelings and their life direction in account to what
Yeah,
you want to do.
yeah, for sure.
All right, next generate. Oh my fucking god, I got 99. Give me a second because I have to tap the fucking.
You have to
I have
scroll
to
all the
tap
way
it
to
99 times.
99. 99
Yeah,
times you can't like just tap in the middle or something and like,
I wish.
bruh. Did you pay for this or did you like find it online somewhere?
No, I found I found the card game and I was like, okay, maybe there's an online version, and I found the Quizlet for it.
Oh, the Quizlet, yo! Don't tell the
Yeah,
makers.
I will. All right, what does my Instagram tell you about me?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna go on your Instagram really quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on your Instagram, and I feel like your Instagram has definitely changed over time. Like you know, you delete photos and you add photo, or like you add stuff.
Yeah.
And you have multiple Instagrams. You have your photography and other
Let's
stuff.
talk about my main Instagram.
Yeah, you
My main
underscore.
one.
All right, let's see. Your Instagram tells me that you like hanging out with people, but you're also low key. You don't post all the time, so you're really mostly about like your closest relationships.
I don't post all the time. I post pretty frequently.
I don't know. You
I think.
posted November 6th, September 3rd, July 10th, June 1st. You don't post all the time.
I post pretty frequent, I think.
I think I'm still gonna stay with my
All right.
what I said.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Let's see your Instagram. Your last three were like videos that you've made, so definitely on the creative side of things, and you post with like the same people. If you do post, you post with like, you don't post like by yourself. You know, you don't post like solo pictures.
Yeah.
So it definitely feels like you have like a close knit circle, and you're not a narcissist, so you don't post like.
You have
you're not
you
all
have
about
some photos
yourself.
of just yourself. You saying something about yourself?
What's that saying about me? Yeah,
Like
what's
you're
that saying
you're
about me?
saying it about you.
I won't deny it.
I mean, you have pictures of like photography too, so I'd also say you're pretty artistic.
Yeah, that's what I would say about you.
Nice.
You have a close knit group of people.
I think that's pretty accurate.
So let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. All right.
This man knows.
Next question. Oh my fucking 5! Are you kidding me? I'm gonna refresh. Okay, good. It resets. All right, John. Let's get deep here.
Oh God.
All right. What lesson took you the longest to unlearn?
To unlearn? Oh God. I guess we are getting pretty deep here. I would say I don't know if this is exactly what you're looking for, exactly the question, but don't like you have to in an overarching sense, don't believe anything almost. But that's the clickbait way of saying it. But I don't know. I've gone through life and I've like believed so many different things, and like each time, like there's always someone who believes the opposite, right? So it's like, why are they believing this one thing when I believe in this thing? Um, and so I feel like I've gone through life, and it's like I I see now that there are so many different ways of thinking about things, and it's like you can't,
Mm,
even if you really believe one thing, you gotta pull yourself back and think about it from all perspectives. Um, and that doesn't mean like never have a stance on anything, but that means like think critically about like everything, even things like you just believe are completely like one way. And
mm,
like the you always hear about people being on like one side or the other, like especially in politics. But like it's for me, I feel like I've had to unlearn the idea that what you the things like you really believe in, like like grew up believing, and everyone around you believes, like might not be true, even if you felt that way for such a long time. So
yeah.
never, yeah, always be thinking about the other side. Always be thinking about all sides, all the time.
Yeah. So you learn
Even
to be open minded.
yeah, that's a super long way of saying like be open minded. And I don't know how like specific I can get, but like yeah, it's
You don't have to be. That's pretty good. That's a pretty
yeah.
good answer for that. I think for me, um, the longest lesson that took me to unlearn, it's got to be, you don't have to have everybody's approval or validation.
That's a good one. Yeah,
And I think, like, I spent a long time, like, trying to get everybody's, like, approval.
hmm
Like, especially during, like, before high school.
hmm
I'd want to be on everybody's good side,
hmm
like my parents, teachers, and all that, and like make as many friends as possible and all that crap.
hmm
But I think it's just really hard to accommodate for everybody,
for sure it
and
is.
some people it's just not worth it. You know, you'll go insane trying to please everybody
hmm
and trying to win everybody's validation.
hmm
And I think it's a valuable lesson to unlearn before high school, because high school is just a mess in of itself. Um, So I think that took me a while, because you kind
Yeah,
of grow up as a kid trying to seek everybody's approval, you
for
know,
sure.
um, mainly your parents, and I guess like then there's like sorry, yeah, notification. There's like you try to win the approval of your parents and then your teachers, and and then eventually you get into like friends in middle school, trying to get into everybody's circles, but it's just hard.
hmm
And once you learn that it's better to have like certain people's opinions matter a little bit more,
hmm
then you find out like who your real friends are and stuff, and that's when it comes a little bit nicer.
that's a really good lesson. That's a really good lesson to learn. Like that you shouldn't. Yeah. Good. That's a deep question. It's a very philosophical. It's an important question, I
It's
think.
a good card game.
Yeah, it's a good
It's a
card game.
good card game. When I played it with Rudy, I learned new things about him,
Oh,
and I was like, wow.
interesting. Give me the next
Let's
number.
generate another one.
Yeah, generate another one.
40. 40. That was apparently a fucking ad, so give me a second. Okay, 40.
Getting ads on your card game.
Can you imagine?
That's what happens when you don't get the game in person.
All right. What belief about yourself no longer serves you?
No longer serves me. Can you put that in a different? Can you say that differently? One belief about myself, like, is not
I
true
feel like,
anymore, or
yeah, like what thing previously, what like previously like you thought about yourself, it just doesn't apply to you like anymore. Like you've outgrown
oh,
that thought.
I think I think I really used to believe that I was I had like low self esteem for sure, like when I was younger, and I really used to believe that like I was unworthy of being value. I didn't have like value or something because I wasn't like good at anything, and all I did was play video games. And like part of me still, part of me still thinks like, I don't feel that way anymore. But like, I'm afraid I don't feel that way anymore because I've done things and like I've accomplished things and I have grown and I'm like more experienced in life. But like, part of me is afraid of thinking like that because like I don't want to think like if you're a kid who hasn't accomplished anything like you don't have value. Like that's obviously not true. But like I feel like I've gained like confidence because I've done things. So it's hard. Like, do you have value because of the things you do and things you do for other people and accomplishments you accomplish? Well, like I feel like I have like value because of that, but I know that's not like true. Like other people who if you're like struggling to find your value in yourself, it doesn't mean you don't have like value to other people or value to yourself. It's just I don't know. But I definitely used to believe that I did not have a lot of value to other people, or like I wasn't like worth it because I was just like a loser or something.
Yeah.
I definitely believed that before, but now I don't because I feel like I've proven to myself. I guess it's just you have to like prove to yourself, one way or another that you are someone who has a value. If that's important to you, I don't know. Yeah, super philosophical.
You have value to me, John.
Thanks, boss. You have value to me too.
Better. I didn't ask.
All right. I was just being nice. I didn't mean that anyways.
Okay. For me, I feel like for the longest time, I always thought that I was an idiot. And that I just couldn't understand school. Like, school never came easy to me. Definitely thought that way in like middle school, and definitely thought that way in high school. And I just thought that like I was like, okay, I'm just stupid. Like I can't understand like complicated. I can't understand school. Like I just don't get it. And then I don't know, like something happened in college, and it just clicked. Like everything clicked for me. Like I fucking graduated college with honors, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So being able to do that, I was like, okay, maybe it's not a school thing. Maybe it's just like different. But I at least like validated myself. I was like, okay, I can be smart.
Mm-hmm.
I have a noggin. I can think. So that I definitely thought it was a complete moron. Like every single parent teacher interview ended the same way. Like my parents getting mad at me, my teachers telling them how shit of a student I was, and I would like come home and get beat or like get yelled at. So
yeah. For sure, like school is only one specific way of measuring intelligence. Like it's not even like a way of measuring one type of intelligence. It's one way of measuring intelligence. So you could be smart in math, but the way school is teaching you math is maybe not the way you get it, I definitely wouldn't say you're a moron.
No, I know. And I would say I'm pretty like street smart and stuff. When we went to New York.
Man knows what to do.
Yeah, when we went to New York, bro, I navigated New York like the back of my hand.
Wait, you have to repeat that because you're not. The mic isn't picking you up.
When we went to New York, I navigated those tunnels like the back of my hand.
Yeah, you were the one who. I have to be like, hey, do where the fuck are we?
I'm like, we good. I'm like, okay, we take this train. I've never fucking been to New York before.
Maybe you're just really. I mean, part of your personality, but maybe you're just really good at traveling. Like you like traveling. Maybe that's something you should lean into more because you're good at it, and you like doing itineraries.
I do. I love me a good itinerary. I was actually working on ours a couple days ago.
nice.
figuring that out.
Mhm.
All right, next question.
Next question. It's a good game.
I wish I had the actual card version, but it's nice having the PDF so I don't have to pay for
Yeah.
it. Carry it around. Let's see. 76.
76.
You're gonna have to give me a second here. I'm clicking it.
It's a
This is
struggle.
lame. We're not doing this. It's take a selfie together. We
Okay, yeah, no.
go.
We have plenty of selfies together. I think.
Yeah. 96. We'll do 96. What about you feels hardest to love?
What about me feels hardest to love? Bro, these questions are so
Yeah.
deep. What about me feels hardest to love?
We'll end the podcast on that question.
I think I actually have a good answer for this one.
Let's go.
I feel like, and I know it's not true, all right, because I have people around me that enjoy me. Okay, maybe this is more of a relation. I have like a relationship answer for this. Like what about me is like hardest to love in a relationship?
That's okay.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
fine.
I feel like high key, and I know this isn't true, but like for me, I feel like being diabetic is the hardest part about me to love. And I know you're like, what? But it's just like that was part of like my low self esteem growing up too. It's because like I'm diabetic and like there's a whole bunch of things that could go wrong or whatever. And I know like if I control it well, like the day to day is like it's pretty normal. It's not like a disease that like is so hard to take care of for someone, you know, especially like someone's partner, like Tori, you know, doesn't have to do so much for me. But it was always like growing up, it's like why date me who has or like, you know, choose to spend the rest of their life with me, you know, someone who has this disease that, you know, could be something, you know, that could take something to take care of. It could be hard to take care of, or like things can go wrong when like you can just be with someone else who doesn't, you know, have diabetes, and it's like more easy. So it's something you don't have to think about, you know, especially like having kids like that. Well, that was something that I thought about when I thought, you know, if I wanted to have kids, because like if my kid has diabetes, like that is going to be like really hard to take care of. You know, my parents, you know, always they didn't always say it, but like they mentioned like how hard raising a kid like 2 years old who had diabetes was. And that just like stayed in my head, like who would want to be in a relationship with me when it would be so much easier to be in a relationship with someone else? And I know that's not true, but it's just like that definitely like affected my self-esteem a little bit, for sure. But I know that's not true.
Yeah, and I think, you know, if you do meet someone and that's a factor for them that they don't want to be with you because you have diabetes, I don't think you would want to be in that relationship anyways, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But that's valid, and I feel like I don't have a good. I don't have like.
Because you're
I can't
perfect,
match
right?
that. You really top the bar. You really put the bar up there. I don't know. You know, like I can't think about it. You know, I can't think.
What about
No,
you
I
is the
think
hardest to love, Jude?
I think there are moments when I can be a dickhead and like a jackass and like an asshole, and I won't sugarcoat it. You know, sometimes I have my moments in like a relationship and in like with my friends, I can be a dickhead. So I feel like in those few moments, you know, it might be a little bit hard to tolerate me, and maybe like, yo, this guy's a fucking. Not to you. I don't think I've. Well, I'll scratch that, but like.
No, that's a different circumstance. That's a whole other situation.
I feel like I can recount so many times. Adrian, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I will forever be sorry about this. But there were times that you've witnessed between me and Adrian when like we didn't speak for like quite a bit because of something I've said or like something I've done. So like remember we ditched him at the movies, we made him
Yeah.
bus home after
Yeah.
giving him a ride. Or I made him do that. And then like, you know, some like the Minecraft thing, we didn't talk to him for like weeks after that.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, there are definitely points in like my friendships and like you know, where I can be a little bit of an asshole. So to those of you that tolerate that and continue to be friends with me, I appreciate you.
Nice. Nice.
Not as deep as John, but you know,
Yeah.
it's something.
It's definitely something. That's good though. That's a valid answer for sure too. Otherwise, you're perfect. You know. Besides that,
Yeah, otherwise-
you're just the
besides
perfect
that.
friend, the perfect boyfriend. Whoever is gonna be your partner in life is definitely gonna be lucky for the things that you may do for them. You know. Just saying.
I'm perfect. There's no reason why you would hate me at all besides that
Exactly.
one bit.
We calling it
Really
here?
selling the fact that really selling the fact that I'm a narcissist. Okay.
Maybe that's low key the real answer. Maybe being a dickhead is part of being a narcissist.
Okay, sure. John's calling me up for stuff I don't even
Nah.
believe in myself.
Nah, not even. All right. Well, I thought this was a
we
pretty good episode.
You can call it now.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good length.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.